Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I thought I am walking to get our car, which is getting cleaned because we are selling it. So I've got about a 20-minute walk, depending how fast I walk, to get the car and do some groceries. Do I have my list? Yes, I do. And I thought I would take the time to chat to you guys about fat loss because so many questions, so many people, obviously being a new year going, yep, this is the year I lose the fat and I make the changes. And I don't know how many times you guys have done that over the past as you didn't want to lose fat, change your lives, but potentially quite a few. So I thought I'd jump on here and talk about what real fat loss looks like and what you actually need to be able to lose fat and keep it off long term, not just for 8 weeks or 10 weeks. And I'm so passionate about it because fat loss, if you are carrying too much fat, I mean, those of you that are carrying too much fat will know this. You're probably not comfortable. You're probably lacking a huge amount of confidence. I was speaking to a beautiful young lady the other day. I say young lady, she was just younger than me. And she was saying she can't run after her kids. She gets puffed out running after her kids. She doesn't want to be like that anymore. She doesn't feel confident going in a bikini. She doesn't want to go to the beach with the kids. She doesn't want to get in the pool with the kids. And not just that, the pressure on your joints, your hips, your knees, your ankles. You know, if you are carrying far too much, you won't be able to run. If that's a goal for you, you need to lose some fat before you run because the pressure is a high impact sport. The pressure on your ankles, knees and hips is huge. And of course the pressure on your organs and your increased risk of cardiovascular disease, heart disease, chronic disease, diabetes. So the thing is about fat loss, there is absolutely no point losing a ton of weight on an 8-week challenge or a 10-week challenge or a 75 hard. What the fuck is that thing? That is so stupid, that thing. Because what happens on day 76? What happens at the end of the diet? What happens at the end of the 8 weeks? And same thing with shake diets and all that thing. Do you really want to be on shakes for the rest of your life? Is that, when you look at your life as a whole, is that what you envision? Waking up in the morning, having a shake. Can't go for lunch with your friends because you've got to have your shake. Can't go for dinner because you've got to have, is that how you envision your life? Always worrying about it? I'm going to say the answer is no. But without understanding what your body needs, you absolutely cannot keep it off. Not just that. Most of the time, the reason someone is overweight is not just because they eat too much food. Because, let's be honest, most people understand that you need to eat healthy food in your life. That is not rocket science, right? If you are carrying too much fat, you're probably sitting here going, I totally know I'm probably eating too much and I'm eating the wrong foods. That's not the issue. The issue is up here. There is a trigger that is triggering you to eat out of emotional stress, out of anxiety, out of some sort of eating disorder, whether that be anorexia, bulimia, binge eating disorders, anything like that, which is coming from a different part of your life, which probably will either have nothing to do with food at all. It could come from trauma, or it could come from a history of bullying, or even an upbringing where your parents didn't instill the right message to you and you were either called names, you were called fat, or your parents had issues with their weight. So then they projected that onto you because they also were not educated. So it's quite complex, right? Some of you are thinking, shit, yeah, and I just thought I just wanted to lose freaking 10 kilos, but it's not as simple as that, but it is as simple as that, right? Because I say it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as going on an 8-week challenge, cutting calories for 8 weeks, no carbs, no this, no that, no chocolate, no sweets, no all this, cut for 8 weeks. Anyone can do that for 8 weeks. Maybe not anyone. Most people can do things for short periods of time. If you said to me, Danny, you cannot have chocolate in 8 weeks and you get a reward, whatever that may be, I'd probably go, cool. But then what's the point? What's the point if at the end of 8 weeks, you actually have no idea, how do I then incorporate chocolate back into my life? How do I incorporate a night out with friends back into my life, can I still drink alcohol? Am I just going to put it all back on again? I actually have no idea what that looks like. So if you are actually serious about losing the excess fat you've got on your body, for your confidence, for your health, for your longevity, hey, for your mindset, for your confidence, for your future of your children, so that you can run around, because as well, so many of us can't see past the end of our nose. And what I mean by that is we see our short term, oh my God, I would just be happy when I was a size 10 or whatever. I would just be happy when I lose this weight. I would just be happy when. And unfortunately, that's actually not happiness. And if I could click my fingers and give you that, I don't actually believe you would be happy. We all fail, not all of us, a lot of people fail to actually go, if I drop the weight, not only will my body look a shape that potentially I'm more happy with, and my confidence will increase, and I'll be able to run after my kids now, but do you know that you will then decrease the risk of any chronic disease? So decrease the risk of all these chronic diseases, which means you will live longer. Not just that, I don't know about you, but Chris and I had this discussion last night. When I am like 80, let's start a bit younger. When I'm 55, 60, I want to be feeling, to be honest, pretty much how I feel now. I want to be running around. I want to be agile. I want to be mobile. I want to have good mental health. I want to be thriving. I don't want to be on medication. I don't want to have high blood pressure. Moving on from that, when I'm 80, I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't want to be on medication. I don't want to be on a walking stick. I don't want to be having to not be able to do things. I don't want help getting up and down. I don't want help showering. I don't want that. And it's what you do now and how you are now and the habits you create now that are going to determine that. And we rarely think of that. We really rarely actually go, fuck, what if actually what I changed now impacted then? So if you actually want to lose weight, if you are serious about losing fat, if you're like, yes, I want to do that, it is imperative you understand what is in food. It is imperative to understand where your calories are coming from. I don't care what anyone says. You need to understand what calories are in food. You need to understand what different macronutrients do for your body. You need to understand that you need a high volume of protein to build muscle, repair muscle for your bone strength. You need to understand that you need good carbohydrates for your energy levels, for your brain function. You need to understand that actually we need good fats, but did you know that fats have more than double the amount of calories in them than protein and carbs? Did you know that? Or are you sitting there going, but I eat healthy? Because you can eat healthy. You could never touch a takeaway, never have a chocolate bar, never have a glass of wine, and still eat too many calories for what your body needs and be overweight. It's not about eating healthy. Health is a state, being in a state of health. Free from disease, thriving. You could eat too much healthy food and still be overweight. So do you understand what that looks like? Another lady contacted me recently and said, Danny, do you help people put on weight? I'm struggling to put on weight. I said, do you track your food? Do you know what goes in your body? Do you understand what your body needs to put on weight? Do you know what you're doing? Oh, no, not really. I usually just throw things together for the family because I'm busy and I'm in a rush. Well, that's like saying I want to run a marathon, but I'm never running. And I have no plan. You're not going to sit there and be like, I want to run 42 kilometers and I'm not going to have a plan in place. Just hope for the best, cross my fingers, off you go. You need to understand. And so the reason I am different, the reason my page is different, my courses are different, is because I will teach you. I will educate you. It's not sexy. I'm not sitting here being like, lose 8 kilos in 8 weeks. I'm not saying that. You might actually, though. This is the thing. You actually might lose 8 kilos on my course. Why? Because you are going to start nourishing your body, because the focus isn't going to be on that. The focus is going to be on the journey. It's going to be on the process. It's going to be understanding what your body needs, how you feel. You can have your chocolate. You can have your cheese. You can have your wine. You can go out for a night with your friends. You can have a takeaway. But when you understand what that looks like and how that slots into your life so you can still live, that is where freedom comes in. The freedom to be able to hit your goals, lose the fat, while living your life, so that it's not a diet. There's not an end point. Oh, my diet ends on the 5th of February. It's not that. It is a lifestyle change with education behind it, so you can implement things into your life. With that has to be that other educational portion around what we need to do to ensure our body is thriving. Our brains are thriving. Do you need to move more? Probably. How do I fit that in, Danny? Let me help you. Let's create some habits through consistency so that you slowly build it up. Let's not work out every day for 75 days or 45 minutes, because once again, come day 76, what do you then do? Stop working out every day for 45 minutes. Your energy balance then goes down because you're not working out as much, and all of a sudden you put the weight back on, because working out for 45 minutes every single day for the rest of your fucking life, newsflash, is not sustainable. I work out a lot, and even the thought of someone telling me to work out for 45 minutes every single day for the rest of my life makes me anxious. I go, fuck. I don't necessarily want to work out for 45 minutes every day. Maybe I'll go for an hour and a half run one day, but the next day I might just want to do 15 minutes of yoga. Like, is that not okay? I might just want to go for a walk with the kids. Is that not okay? No, I have to work out for 45 minutes every single day. It's not sustainable. So what happens? Your mindset fucks up. You start telling yourself you can't do things. You start telling yourself, I'm a failure, I can't do it. And that fucks you up even more. I'm going to try and cross the road. Am I? Maybe not. Because there are people in front of me who probably are going to be like, she's really passionate. So we have to fix up here. We have to fix the why. We have to fix, okay, if you're a binge eater, why? Why are you binge eating? What's the trigger? What's happening? When are you doing this? Okay, is it just a habit maybe from some previous trauma? Okay, cool. Let's address that. How do we interrupt that trigger? What are we now going to do to make sure every time you are compelled to go and binge eat, whatever it is, eat in the car, whatever that looks like for you, eat too much, what is going to be your thought process and the solution in that moment? I'll help you with that. I'll give you that. What are you going to do about it? And then we create habits through consistency. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to celebrate your small wins every fucking day. Every day. Because I'm not sure if you guys follow Chris Willis. He did a reel the other day or today about how the destination is actually not as exciting as the journey. Think about Christmas. Christmas is the biggest one I can think of. Christmas Day is actually underwhelming. The lead up to Christmas is so much more exciting than the day. And it's the same with your fat loss journey, because it's probably actually never going to have an end point. And if you keep waiting for that end point, then you'll stop growing and you'll stop thriving. So you need to celebrate the small wins so you feel compelled to keep going. That might be, I didn't eat that second roll of chocolate today. That might be, I did an extra 500 steps today. Might not seem much to some people, but to you it might be a fucking massive deal. I actually got up at 5 o'clock this morning and I told myself I can't do that, and now I can do that, and I'm start telling myself I can. I reworded a sentence to myself today. Instead of saying I can't do that, I said I can do hard things, and I did it. Those wins need to be celebrated along the way. Making informed choices, taking a step back and not reacting, but actually making conformed choices before acting on a mood, right? Going, right, I'm feeling shit, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling in the dumps. My natural reaction here is to eat. But if I eat, I'm going to go and pick something bad because I'm going to think that's what I want and what I need. But what I actually need is to move my body, stimulate my oxygen in my brain. I need to have some thriving food so that I feel better. Because then I feel better, I do better, and when I do better, I be better. And then that starts, because you can either spiral yourself up or you can spiral yourself down. And it's up to you what you do. So, the most common one is the luteal stage of your cycle, right? You're in that luteal stage of your cycle, you feel shit. All you want to do is sit on the couch and eat chocolate and not work out. And it's a massive excuse across the whole fucking world. I'm getting my period, I'm going to sit on the couch, watch a romantic comedy, eat chocolate, stuff my face. But what you should do is the opposite. You should get up, you should get moving, stimulate oxygen in your brain, release some endorphins, eat better food, make yourself feel better, because then the spiral goes up rather than down. And all these little pieces, these mindset tools, that's all going to contribute to your fat loss journey. It's all going to contribute to your fat loss journey. But most of the time, 8-week challenges, 75 hard, they don't address any of that shit. They go, here's a meal plan, don't eat chocolate, don't drink wine, eat 1,000 calories, work out every day, see you in a month. And then what the fuck have you learned? Nothing. And every woman I talk to has been on multiple bandwagon diets because every time the 8 weeks finishes or the shakes stop, you put it all back on because you have fucking no idea what you're actually doing. I get passionate about this, right? I'm really passionate about it. I'm sick of people selling this shit. And then don't even talk to me about fat loss surgery and freaking injections and drugs. Because again, that doesn't change anything either. Nothing actually changes up here. You've learnt nothing. So, calories in, calories out. Fixing your mindset. Understanding calories. Understanding macros. And guys, there are so many ways to work with me. Activate by the Figure, my group coaching, starts the 4th of February. I have like 9 spots left. Are you going to have to put some money down? Sorry, yes. Is it worth it? Fuck yes. God, you put money down in every other place of your life. Presents, alcohol, takeaway. You know, how often do you go to the shops and get a snack? Just a random shitty snack. So often. Put that money together and actually invest in you, and it will be the only course you'll have to do. Okay, maybe you'll have to do it twice, or maybe you want to do some private coaching afterwards. But, my God, I have had clients do it once. Do my course once, learn, educate, and have fucking lost that much weight and kept it off. It's incredible. Inspiring. So, you might need to. That starts the 4th of February. I have all my masterclasses as well on my website. You can learn about macros, micros, mindset, self-care, menstrual cycles, goal planning, all of those things for literally under $50 on my website, thefigurelife.com/shop. Or you can come do private coaching if you're like, Danny, I need you to hold my fucking hand. Then we can have private coaching. But guys, don't do another quick fix fucking stupid diet where you have to cut out all this shit, where it's short-lived just because you want to see results now. Because I said this to someone the other day, Harper is 5. She's going to school this year. What the hell? That went like that. That went so quickly that most of you go, oh, but I don't want it to take 5 years to lose my 40 kilos because that's too long. Well, what's the fucking alternative? You'll lose half of it in 6 months and then put it back on again and you're back to square one. Remember how fast that 5 years went for your kids? It'll go that fast again. But imagine in 5 years this time, if you could have lost the weight, maybe it took longer, but now it's off for good. How good would that be? And you're thriving. And rather in 5 years being back to where you are now, you're thriving. And you know what to do. And you're educating your kids. And your household is full of nourishing food. And you go out with your friends, but you know exactly what you need to do to keep going. Imagine that for a second. And imagine telling your kids that. Mummy invested in her one day, decided to take this leap, rather than jumping on all these bandwagons. And instead of showing our kids what a quick fix looks like, I put in some hard work. And look what I did. It changed my life. Anyway, I am where I need to be. I hope that helps a little bit. If you want to sign up to group coaching, the link is everywhere. It's in my stories. It's on my page. Send me a message. If you're like, I'm really not sure what to do. I'm confused. I'm scared. Danny, you intimidate me. I got that the other day. Danny, you scare me. I'm not scary. Send me a message. Let's have a chat. I'm more than happy to have a chat over the phone. Wendy's just jumped on. I can see this live. Wendy, she is 65. She's lost about 5 kilos. Sorry, Wens, didn't know if you want me to say that. On Activate, she's on the current rate of Activate. Not even trying. Moving more, eating better, feeling better, sleeping better. But yeah, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to help you. I want to help as many people as I can. Because the more people feel better, the better parents we are and the better little people we raise as well. All right, I'm going to get our car and do some food shopping. It's Chris's time to cook tonight. We're having burritos, daddy burritos, which are in the app. Anyway, see you later.